and all other invitees. A very good morning to all of you. Vanakkam and Namaste. Namaste, you might have noticed, no? Namas is a first part of Namaste. You know the meaning of Namaste in Sanskrit? Namaste means the soul inside me and the soul inside you are the same. That is the word meaning of Namaste. That shows the unity and togetherness. So, I have coined this word Namas from the word Namaste with a meaningful selection of letters of niche, aerospace, aeronautical, AME, and satellite technologies. If you add T also, then it is full Namaste. So this shows the consortium of the integration of the strength of all these disciplines or all these technologies together. That is the meaning behind this Namaste. So we have to see why we have taken this as a consortium that I have to explain before entering into the formal process of welcoming. So, as I have told you, I have taken this initiative based on my experience in my previous family, Indian Space Research Organization, where a lot of multidisciplinary experts are coming. And that family was constituted by around 20 to 21,000 members. So, in that about 75% of the members were technocrats, scientists, engineers, technicians, scientific officers, and so on and so forth. So that was a group or a large family of scientific community where we used to integrate the strengths of all the people. നമ്മൾ മലയാളത്തിൽ കൂട്ടായ്മ എന്ന് പറയും. അതാണ് കൺസോഷ്യം എന്ന് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. നമ്മൾ if you want to do some great things, only teamwork can deliver that project. So ISRO is a typical example of achieving great projects and great milestones with teamwork. So here also, I wanted to have these engineering disciplinary experts to work as a team. That is why we formed it as a consortium. So when you are coming to ISRO, a doyen in the field of aerospace and ISRO is here. So I just wanted to share a few sentences about the experience with Dr. G. Madhavan sir as well as the ISRO. I had the opportunity to join ISRO from its childhood onwards because the infant stage was termed as the SLV time. So after the SLV, where the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was the project director and Madhavan sir was the project engineer for the upper stage electrical systems and other integration aspects. So that was the first growing stage of ISRO, and we joined at a time where there were a lot of difficulties with respect to achieving success. As you know, the first flight of SLV could not be a successful flight. Then the engineers, Hero here as well as his gurus worked together and understood the reason. And the second flight, they have made it a success. And like that, SLV had 3 flights in which 2 were perfect flights. Then we had ASLV. ASLV, we have joined at the time of this process of understanding SLV performance and SLV systems, what went wrong in SLV and things like that. And at the time of ASLV was a new vehicle with 2 strap-ons, because first time we are having a core vehicle, because normally if you are having a single rocket, it is a cylindrical body. If you are attaching 2 additional rockets, that too, if they are firing first, we were not knowing the complexities initially. So the first flight, it was a failure, ASLV in 17. Yeah. So we understood with great pain, we understood the reason for failure. We understood the importance of the ignition system in the core stage, how critical it is, how critical the pyro ignition wiring and safe arm system and related subsystems in that. We understood. But at that time, once the rocket is gone, it is gone. So the second flight, we have corrected that. And again, ASLV D2 was again a failure. So it was a real shock to the entire community. But at that time, we learned a big lesson. We understood that how critical the no control zone in a flight of a rocket. So when the rocket is flying, there is no pilot. It is controlled by the digital autopilot sitting in the payload compartments near that. So each and every milliseconds has to be controlled properly because it's flying at the 25 times the speed of sound. So at that velocity, it has to be controlled by the complicated algorithms running in the autopilot computer. So we understood that, how critical it is, and when the strap-ons are firing and when their role is over, if the ignition time of each strap-on is slightly different, how it can create an imbalance in the system. And what happened in the ASLA D2 is it got into unstable mode and it got it has shattered, it has broken into pieces. So there again we learned lessons. Even though it was a painful experience, we learned lessons. Third flight, we made it. We launched the satellite in ASLV D3. But at that time, after the launch, the satellite drifted to a lower orbit. So we understood again how critical to maintain the satellite in the orbit and how to ensure the health of the satellite before the launch itself. Then ASLA D4 was a success. By that time, we learned a lot of lessons, even though with pain. Then we were entering into the new era of launch vehicle with solid propulsion as well as liquid propulsion. The name of the vehicle was PSLV, the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. So that was a challenge for the entire ISRO community at that time. After the series of failures, where even the mimicry artists were making fun of ISRO people, that they will mimic ISRO rocket like that and all, no? So we were really, took it as a challenge, and it is a war to win. So we wanted to make that VSLE, the complicated vehicle at that time, with the engine, that liquid engine technology we got from the European Space Agency and we developed inside. A lot of new system, not lot of new elements, components, everything. So we were all at the war front as young soldiers, but we had a Senapati at that time, a leader, a true leader, a dynamic leader who is sitting in front of you, none other than Dr. G. Madhavan as the project director of the PSLA project. That time onwards, he was our role model and the source of inspiration. He started his journey as deputy project director, associate project director, then climbed the ladder faster than a rocket speed, like program director, then LPSC director, VSSC director, and reached the orbit to chairman ISRO. And then he gifted the entire Indian community the moon with his prestigious Chandrayaan 1 mission, where the first time we have made a planned landing, planned crash landing with the Moon Impact Probe, MIP, with the national flag in the moon. So he was the chairman of ISRO at that time. So now you might have realized that how happy I am to get him here to inaugurate my first initiative in this institution in this area, which is the NAMAS consortium. After the PSLE, GSLE, he formed a group, a think tank group, like launch vehicle design group, where I got an opportunity to work in, to define the future journey of ISRO. Today also we were sharing those old memories, what ISRO should do after GSLE. Because this is a story some 20 years back I'm telling, not the recent story. So at that time itself, he has envisaged we have to do the winged RLV, which we have taken up later. And again, God has given me an opportunity to lead that project as project director of the RLV project, and we could make the success of RLV, the re-entry vehicle wing body, re-entered successfully in 2016, and it has demonstrated its high-speed landing in Chitradurga base in 2023, before my retirement. There also, he was my source of inspiration always, along with his guru and my guru and our guru, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir. So, like RLV, he has envisaged the future of ISRO, what to do in the expendable launch vehicle. So he has defined the LVM-3 vehicle, which a 4-ton capability to launch our own communication satellites from our own soil. So he has envisaged and seen that is the quality of a visionary leader. So we will very rarely get such visionary leaders with full dedication. So then he has defined the goals of Chandrayaan-1 and Chandrayaan mission. The entire mission was supervised and reviewed and guided and supported and encouraged by him, like RLV. Then he has initiated the activities for the human space mission and what technologies we have to evolve at that time. These are all he has seen some, because Professor Sarabhai he's here as a young handsome boy here. He has envisaged the satellite launching, how India has to be self-reliant in making our own satellite and launching it from Indian soil. That vision was fulfilled by the late 80s and 90s. So Dr. G. Madhavan sir's vision, his vision was beyond that what we had to do. That has clearly made a roadmap for Indian space science and technology, and the country has taken it, and we were lucky to have worked in that organization for accomplishing this task, even though we got some delays because of some non-technical reasons. But right now, we are on the right track, what is defined by this great visionary. So that is why I'm repeatedly telling, I'm so excited and happy that we got such an eminent personality like Dr. G. Madhavan Nair for inaugurating this NAMAS consortium, which is going to strengthen the aerospace and aeronautic and satellite-related activities of this center, which will take this center to the higher orbit and higher level, and thus we will take the students also to higher orbit and higher level. Now, coming to the NAMAS, just mentioned, as I told you, it's a consortium to strengthen this activity as an integrated force. So, in this process, we have identified what are the things NAMAS should do. We understood that, first of all, we have to enrich the aspirants. Who are all the aspirants? The students as well as the faculty. They are all the aspirants of aerospace in this institution. So, we have decided that they have to be enriched by what? They have to be enriched by knowledge. What we found that we are having theoretical knowledge in the colleges and academic institutions, but we are lacking practical exposure and practical knowledge. That is why even in ISRO, we have taken enough initiative to have the ISRO academia interaction, and lot of programs we have shared the task with academia in this country, but naturally first choice will be IIT, IISc, and then probably some NIT, some proactive professors will come forward and take the research programs. And I'm sure that even now we are not sure that there are a lot of funded projects from ISRO which even we all can take and do it for ISRO. So like that, we have decided to enrich this community by inviting the people from industry related to aerospace as well as aeronautics, and they will give the invited lectures in specific areas where we specifically require additional enrichment compared to the curriculum what we are giving. So like that, we have identified a series of invited lectures. That program is named as Aerosamrudhi, because we are targeting on making the community more samruddh. So samruddhi means prosperity. So we are going to prosper you with more knowledge in that Aerosamrudhi program. That also will be inaugurated today. And the first invited lecture will be delivered by Dr. Jayagumar, my friend in ISRO, who was the project director for the maximum number of PSLE launches, including the PSLE launch which delivered or which launched 104 satellites in one particular launch. So that way we are starting that. Number two is the Aeronova. Aeronova means we lack the exposure, especially the children in rural area are lacking the opportunity to interact or meet or talk with stalwarts in aerospace and aeronautical engineering. So we are providing a platform for you to directly interact with the giants of aerospace. So we got the best personality in this aerospace area in India, none other than Dr. G. Madhavan sir, for interacting with you after this meeting. So that program also will continue in the subsequent months. Number three is the Aero Nexus. This is actually a nexus. Nexus means the word meaning itself, the group activities. So we will identify the groups within interdisciplinary groups and interdisciplinary staff members together, and we will give the specific tasks and specific studies. They have to study and present. So that way they will communicate, they will learn how to communicate their strength, how to sell themselves, their ideas, because this is the era of competition and collaboration. Now we cannot be very lazy people, and we cannot just wait for luck factor and all. Luck occurs when your preparedness meet opportunity. That is a definition of luck, please note. So that is Aero Nexus. We will have series of group tasks. Then comes the Aero Nitty. There we are giving specific projects funded by, we will find out the funding either from university or some other industries, and we will get the fund and we will give specific tasks to the group of students, again interdisciplinary. So every department has to work together to achieve great roles in this area. For example, making a small helicopter, a very advanced drone system, or some other satellite system, or like that. So many tasks. Some system for even ISRO, we can generate and supply. We can do it and supply. Like that, that will be the program in Aeronity. And the fifth one is Aeronix. Here we want to encourage innovation, because again I am telling you, now India is going to become the developed nation from the status of developed nation so far. So we are in the transition phase, and you people are very lucky that you are taken the engineering subjects, which is the backbone of any development. Of course, medicine also makes equal importance in their respective area, but engineers are the builders of this nation, or builders of any society. So as engineers, this is the right time to train yourself to think new systems, new innovations, so that we can work on. Now, ideas only costing millions. You know that. If you are having a best idea, from the idea itself, you can sell it and make millions of dollars or things like that. So that you have to understand the reality of this century. So we have to train. So we will institute an award for the best idea each year. And here, later, by discussing with MD, he has suggested to incorporate other universities also, so it can be intercollegiate level award. So we will invite innovative ideas, and we will give the best idea for the student or a team. So like that, the 5 stars we have started now. It will be followed by a lot of other activities. Immediately we are starting the NDT Society here, and the NDT Training Center, which is fully supported by the NDT Society, where all the ISRO retired people and ISRO and scientists were members. So they are shown extreme happiness to come here and take class or do whatever they can in establishing a lab, as well as we can think about starting the training in specific NDT applications like radiography and all. Then we are going to have the student chapter, the aeronautical engineers, like that. So many programs are in the annual. So I feel that 60 is a very young age to retire. So after retirement also, when my younger brother and my uncle called for this institution is very familiar to me. I have been coming here for the last 15 years. So I thought that with this institute, we can start the program of enriching the students and elevating you. That's all with NAMAS. Now I will enter to the formality of welcoming. So as I mentioned, so first of all, in absentia, I am welcoming the chairman and chancellor of this university, and he may be on the way, I was informed. Then, as he'll be reaching now, you know. Okay, then as I mentioned, no words can fully cover the charisma and the personality of my guru, Dr. G. Madhavan Nair, sir. So, whatever I have told, you know, it is something, or the very tip of an iceberg when you are really experienced, because I had the fortunate opportunity to watch him and then work with him, then talk him, because from as a young boy, then as a teenager, then as a middle-aged person, then as an old man now. So probably this process, he was continuously inspiring. Even now he is inspiring me when you are talking with him, that you will know when you are interacting with him. So there cannot be another person in India or even in the world to inaugurate this initiative of NAMAS in this divine campus, so which is having a very divine purpose. So we will all work together for it. So on behalf of each every one of you, and on my behalf and behalf of the entire student community, I extend a warm welcome to the one and only Dr. G. Madhavan Nair, sir. Padma Vibhushan, Dr. G. Madhavan Nair, sir. So, I don't know whether I can welcome my young brother, Mr. Faisal Khan, because it is his house. But as a director of this NAMAS, I got an opportunity to welcome him also. So, on behalf of all of you, a very dynamic, where we are having a lot of hope in making this entire university or this center to the higher orbits in the space, because we used to advertise here, because it is, the sky is not even the limit for people of niche. So that way I think we have to reach higher orbits. So he is ready to help, and he is very young compared to, because he is looking like younger than the students here. So that way I think he is having full of energy. So I'm very happy to get him with all support, and whatever proposal I have made, he has simply told, Chetan, endu parayunno adu namukku cheyyam. So that confidence gave me more commitment, because somebody is doubting means we won't have commitment. No? If he is giving the full right to take the university to the higher level, then I was tensed. Then I had to be a little more careful. Then I worked seriously, and I interacted with all the students and staff members to the maximum possible extent, and made this proposal. Again, he told that, simply, when he is calling me sir, I used to threaten him, don't call me sir, you call Cheta only. So like that, Chetan, whatever you are wishing, you take. Then another advantage is, my college mate is only sitting here as VC. So has another friend. So I did not even discuss her. So the formality we will have informal way, but she is again a very good friend of mine. So I don't know whether I have extended a warm welcome to Mr. Faisal Khan, the Pro-Chancellor of this institution. Okay, then coming to my very respected Pro-Chancellor is here, because he is very matured person. So he is very matured and very serious in every aspect. So Dr. R. Perumal Swami, so he is also treating me as a young brother only. So always he used to ask the experience in ISRO, and he is very much fascinated by the ISRO success and ISRO model and all. So every time we used to discuss regarding ISRO programs and what we can do here. So it is again very lucky that we are having a good combination of people who are all willing or dedicated to take the dream which was seen by a very old gentleman who is another hero. He will be traveling now, the Chancellor. So on behalf of all of you, I extend a warm welcome to our Pro-Chancellor, Dr. R. Perumal Swami, sir. So now coming back to my college mate, because because she used to wear pants and shirt at that time, so that is why unknowingly I addressed her as he. So she was very active in sports also, because every time she was in electrical and I was in mechanical. So we used to meet in grounds, so in the playgrounds, and she was very active in all the games. I was not that active. I was a little more into music and related things, but she was a real sportsman. So we were having fascination from that time on. It was very bold. So that she has proven in her career also. Agni, as a that missile woman, she has embarked his journey and he has established a stamp also. She was admired by a lot of women members, as well as all over the world. The people are admiring her. So we were very happy to get her as Vice Chancellor of this university. So again, on behalf of the entire student community and the staff members and organizing members, I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Tessie Thomas, who is Vice Chancellor of this institution. Now, I will mention about two very sincere pro-Vice Chancellors. Our Dr. Janardhanan ji and Shahjin, both are in their own respective areas, very silently but very dedicated fashion. They were taking this institution to higher levels. So we are very known people, again, my brothers. So we were interacting with a lot of, more than 15 years now. So again, we are happy that the entire team is supporting this NAMAS consortium and all the programs what we are planning to take this university itself to higher levels. So on behalf of all of you, I extend a warm welcome to both pro-Vice Chancellors, Dr. Janardhanan and Dr. Shahjun. And now coming to Dr. R. Thirumal Valavan, Registrar Anish. He is very particular about the exactness and that strictness, all these things. Because whatever qualities a registrar should have, he is having. So probably that's why he is shining in that role as a registrar of this institution. He looks very serious, but inside he is a very soft person. So he is very jovial and very helpful for all others in case of any need. Otherwise, he will be very serious and stick to the duty. So a very good combination. Actually, my young brother Faisal is very lucky to get a good team of people here. So on behalf of all of you, I extend a warm welcome to Registrar of this institution also. So now I have to welcome all of you, because you are the customers here, or the strength of this institution, or as I told you, the future ambassadors of this institution. When you are going out, you have to shine as alumni of NISH, and you have to do a lot of great things for the country. Because I told you, now there are opportunities. When we were doing the bachelor's degree, we were having very limited job opportunities or companies taking. Only government job is the most thing. But then the private emerged as a big player in the job market. Then software took as a major role. Now there is a change. Now what is the change is, rather than the job seekers, you can be job creators. So that is why this is the era of startups and initiatives and ideas. This is the area of collaborative work and integration of strengths and knowledges. So that is why we want you to take up this challenge to take this country to the status of developed nation in a year which is much earlier than the year which is targeted by our ruling mechanism now. So in that process, once again I wish all success to all of you, and extend a hearty welcome to the school children who are going to be the budding engineers and doctors in the next coming years. And most welcome to join this prestigious organization, this institute also, university also. Once again, a hearty welcome to each and every one of you for this fantastic and special function of inauguration of NAMAS and inauguration of its two major programs, Aerosamrudhi and Aeronova. And thanking you all once again, wishing you all the very best, and we will all ensure that you are taken to a higher orbit in space along with this institute. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful introduction and warm welcome. Now, it's my pleasure to invite a leader who has been a beacon of inspiration in the field of science and technology, the former Director General of Aeronautical Systems, former Project Director of the Agni 4 missile, and our current Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tessie Thomas. Welcome, ma'am.
Very respected Honorable Dr. A.P. Majid Khan, in absentia, he will be joining us anytime. Our esteemed Honorable Padma Vibhushan, Dr. G. Madhavan Nair sir, former Chairman ISRO and former Secretary Department of Space. Respected Sri M.S. Faisal Khan, Pro-Chancellor NISH. Respected Dr. P.R. Perimal Swami, Pro-Chancellor Academic NISH. All the both Pro-Vice Chancellors, academics as well as Pro-Vice Chancellor Admin, Dr. K.A. Janardhanan and Dr. Shaju Narugunam. Dr. P. Thirumal Valavan, Registrar NISH, and all the invited guests, teachers, school students, the faculty members from NISH, research scholars, and my dear students from NISH, a very good morning to all of you. I think we had a very elaborate introduction by Professor Shyam Mohan, and we are really privileged and honored to have Dr. G. Madhavan Nair sir for this inauguration of NAMAS consortium of programs, where the Aerosamrudhi and Aeronova programs are getting inaugurated. And I must say, this event is a testament to the NISH commitment to bring in the scientific knowledge and awareness among the students, so that we all aim to acquire the scientific excellence in the studies as well as during the career, and achieve self-reliance in technologies. As mentioned about Dr. Madhavan Nair sir, who was born in Kanyakumari district, I think Kulashekaram, which is almost 18 kilometers from NISH Institute. A distinguished space scientist and former chairman ISRO and Secretary Defense Department of Space. Already Shyam Mohan has said about him, but without saying a few words about sir, that he was a leading technologist and a distinguished scientist in the field of rocket system, made significant contributions for the development of space launch vehicles. And ISRO, not only ISRO, I was fortunate to work with Dr. Madhavan Nair sir, and he is not only guru to the ISRO scientists, he is guru to some of our DRDO scientists, and I am one among that who got the opportunity from the very beginning to learn from Madhavan Nair sir in the aerospace technologies, be it electronics part or the avionics part, from propulsion to aerodynamics to any field of this aerospace technologies, he is a master. And we are all fortunate that NISH is getting an opportunity to learn from such an eminent scientist, and we look upon, you have heard about what all has been done under his guidance in ISRO, and ISRO is now looking forward to the future of with the Gaganyaan mission, which was also masterminded many years before when he was part of the ISRO. So the nation is looking out for the future mission, the human space mission of Gaganyaan, which will make India the fourth nation to send humans into space, and upcoming semi-cryogenic and reusable launch vehicle programs will further reduce the launch cost and enhance our global competitiveness. Aerospace technology is not just a space exploration, it plays the vital role in national security, economic growth, and technological leadership. The integration of today's technologies like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and hypersonic technology into the aerospace systems will reshape the military as well as the defense, the strategic deterrence, and space-based surveillance. Today we talk about unmanned aerial vehicles and satellite-based communication networks are all transforming the modern warfare, and the increasing role of AI-driven autonomous systems will revolutionize the aerial combat, reconnaissance, and supply chain logistics, making future of aerospace engineers as the critical players in national security. Space-based startups are now thriving under India's space privatization policy, opening doors for the commercial satellite launches, space tourism, and even asteroid mining. Programs like NAMAS consortiums will prepare students and researchers to lead this next generation of aerospace innovation. NIU SAT, which NISH has launched, stands as an achievement to the technological capabilities and research excellence of NISH. Designed and developed by our talented faculty and students, this nano satellite launched aboard PSLV C-38 on June 23, 2017, serves critical applications in agriculture, disaster management, and environmental monitoring. NAU SAT has placed NISH among the elite institutions contributing to India's space endeavors, reinforcing our commitment to the scientific innovation and national progress. This achievement reflects the power of academia, research, and industry collaboration, paving the way for future aerospace advancements. Today, we are sending probes to Mars, building our own space stations, and collaborating on global missions. I am reminded of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's words. All of us do not have equal talent, but all of us have equal opportunity to develop our talents. And we at NISH create these opportunities. Dear students, this initiative is going to be very useful and will bring the best in you to listen to Dr. Madhavan Nair sir and interact with sir, so that you will be able to achieve the knowledge, and a journey of aerospace build-up will be known to you. Wishing you all a very best. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for your motivating words. Your leadership is a source of strength for all of us. To take this event forward, we are honored to have the guiding forces of NISH with us. I welcome Dr. A.P. Majid Khan, Chancellor NISH in absentia. He is the pillar of this institution. Next, I invite Sri M.S. Faisal Khan, Pro-Chancellor NISH, to address the gathering.
Most respected Chancellor Dr. A.P. Majid Khan, respected Chief Guest, former ISRO Chairman Padma Vibhushan G. Madhavan Nair sir, respected esteemed former Director General of DRDO, former Director of Agni 4 and Agni 5 missile, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tessie Thomas, Madam, respected former Director, ISRO, VSSC, and the Emeritus Professor of NISH and the Director of NAMAS, Dr. Shyam Mohan Sir, respected Pro-Chancellor, Dr. R. Perumal Swami, respected Pro-Vice Chancellors, Dr. K. Janathan Sir and Dr. Shajindar Gunam, respected Registrar, Dr. Thirumal Valavan Sir, respected Deans, Professors, teaching faculties, staff, and my dear students. Today is an auspicious day for all of us to gather here and have Dr. Madhavan Nair Sir is our chief guest to inaugurate the project NAMAS. Madhavan Nair Sir is an Indian space scientist and a former chairman of ISRO and secretary to the Department of Space, Government of India. It was during his tenure the India government initiated Indian Human Space Flight Program and launch of extraterrestrial exploration mission Chandrayaan-1. So his contribution to our nation has made us proud and uplifted our position to top level in space research among other countries. Dr. Shyam Mohan Sir was a project director of RLBTD, Reusable Launch Vehicle Technology Project, and it was a remarkable contribution to our nation in the field of space science. As you know well, the first time an Indian university has initiated to make a consortium in the field of aeronautical, aerospace, and aircraft maintenance and satellite technology applications. I think the students, you noticed about there is a hangar number 1, just adjacent to this auditorium. There is 2 aircrafts parked in the hangar number 1. My father, the Honorable Chancellor of this institution, bought that aircraft in 1967. In 1965, NI Group, NI Institute, operated the first aeronautical course in our country. That is Aircraft Electronics Engineering course. It's a 2-year diploma program that was started the first time in South India. Once they came for the inspection, they suggested everything you have, because my father started the first industrial training institute in Kerala in 1954. After the 10th anniversary of the ITI, the DRDO officials said, everything you have, but you need an aircraft to start this aircraft electronics engineering course. That time the team of NI, they searched to purchase a aircraft in nearby places. They searched in Chennai, Bangalore, and everywhere. But we couldn't get the proper aircraft, pushback and kind of a aircraft. Then only they can demonstrate the aircraft electronics engineering system. After a long search, he found the own aircraft in Nagpur. Then he decided to go to Nagpur, and he went to Nagpur, and finally, he got the aircraft. But that time, the one condition is there. Nowadays, the logistic is very simple, but at that time, the logistics and communication system is not kind of a familiar kind of things. So my father stayed there and learned how to handle the aircraft, how we can bring the aircraft, and how we can remove all the parts of the aircraft and all. So once you brought to here, the aircraft installed in the NI Institute, we started the first aircraft electronics engineering course. Then after the transformation of the institute to convert as a polytechnic and transformed as a engineering college, the first he started the course is the aircraft aeronautical engineering course, after starting the BTech computer science and electronics and communication engineering program. There's a spirit in his mind, and also the team of NISH Kanyakumari, they're focusing lots of initiatives in the field of aeronautical kind of system. Today, what we're going to announce, the NAMAS, there is a consortium. Definitely the NAMAS is a consortium. It will help the existing students of the university and the students who acquired, who want to know more about aeronautical field. So NAMAS is acting as a platform in between that. the students, neighboring school students, even the plus 2 or 10 standard students, they can come over here and they can come frequently. They can get all the information from our department. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tessie Madam, initiated to start 10 aero club in neighboring schools and all. Still the discussion is processing and progressing. And for the time, within a short span of time, we are planning to start aero clubs in nearby schools also. I take this opportunity to congratulate my elder brother, Dr. Shyam Mohan sir, has taken this kind of initiative, the NAMAS in our niche university campus. And I hope this conference will be very helpful for the students who are attending the same. The seminars and workshop conducted as a part of Aerosamrudhi Aeronova and Aeronexus. There's a startup incubation provisions also there. So I think, my point of view, the startup incubation in the field of aeronautical or aerospace is one thing we have to concentrate more, because the private spaceport is also commissioning very soon. That is only 150 kilometers away from this university. Tuticorin, the private spaceport, is also commissioning there. So lots of opportunities in the field, in aeronautical field. I am requesting my dear students to do lots of innovations in entrepreneurship in aeronautical field. Last couple of weeks back, there is a student, the former student came to met me on my campus in NIMS and said, I just asked him, where are you working and all, what you do right now? Sir, I start a startup company. That company is in the Antigua itself. And he is teaching nearly 50 students, and he is going to give the training for the pilots. It's a pilot training program. I think 11 courses, 11 papers we should complete for the pilot. And 6 papers he is teaching in that premises of his academy. So lots of opportunities in the field, even the materials engineers, facilitate engineers, space designer, aircraft designer. So lots of innovative fields are in this field. So my simple request is, AI is everywhere. AI and machine learning, deep learning is everywhere. So those kind of softwares, there's kind of technologies also applicable in even nowadays in aerospace and aircraft maintenance also. Hope this conference will be very helpful, and thank you for attending the conference. With all 34 schools are also already attending this program. I'm congratulating all the students, the younger minds, to get uplifting their knowledge to connect and attending this kind of conferences. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights and encouragement. It is my immense honor and privilege to introduce a visionary leader, a pioneering scientist, and a name synonymous with India's remarkable achievements in space exploration, Padma Vibhushan Dr. G. Madhavan Nair, former chairman of ISRO and former secretary, Department of Space. Dr. Madhavan Nair's contribution to India's space program have been monumental. Under his leadership, ISRO reached new heights with the groundbreaking missions that strengthened India's position as a global space power. He played a key role in the Chandrayaan-1 mission, India's first lunar probe, which confirmed the presence of water molecules on the moon, an achievement that stunned the scientific community worldwide. Madhavan sir's journey in space science began after the prestigious training at BARC, Bombay, from where he was handpicked by none other than Dr. Vikram Sarabhai to work on India's first satellite vehicle project SLV-3 under the leadership of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. His career trajectory is a true testament to his dedication and pursuit of excellence. Madhavan sir's illustrious career spanned many significant milestones. In 1967, he joined the Tumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station. From 1974 to 80, he served as the project engineer for the SLV-3 project. Between 1980 and 84, he was the head of electronic systems and the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. He served as Associate Project Director for the SLV from 1984 to 88 and as the Project Director of PSLV from 1988 to 1995. From 1995 to 99, he was the Director of the Liquid Propulsion System Center. In 99, he became the Director of the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. And from 2003 to 2009, he served as the Chairman of ISRO and the Secretary of the Department of Space, a tenure marked by several significant achievements in satellite communication, remote sensing, and navigation systems. His leadership was instrumental in the development of advanced satellite launch vehicles, notably the PSLV and GSLV, which ensured India's self-resilience in satellite launch capabilities. Madhavan sir's leadership during his tenure saw India's space program make significant strides, particularly in space applications that benefited millions of people. His work in telemedicine, disaster management, and rural connectivity transformed life across the nation, improving healthcare, communication, and disaster response. One of his lasting legacies is the establishment of Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology in Trivandrum. The institute is now shaping the future of India's space program by nurturing and training hundreds of aerospace professionals to serve the nation. In recognition of his exceptional service to the country, Dr. G. Madhavan Nair has been honored with several prestigious awards, including the Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan, which are among India's highest civilian honors. Today, as we gather to hear from this esteemed scientist, leader, and visionary, it is with great admiration and respect that we welcome him. Let us all join together in giving a huge round of applause to Dr. G. Madhavan Nair. With great honor and respect, I now invite our chief guest, Dr. G. Madhavan Nair, to formally inaugurate the NAMAS Consortium Aerosamrudhi and Aeronova programs by lighting the traditional lamp and deliver his inaugural address.
Respected Dr. Majid Khan, Chancellor of NISH, my dear friend Faisal Khan, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tessie Thomas, Vice Chancellor NISH, Professor Shyam Mohan, Director Emeritus Professor, NAMAS Consortium, Shri Dr. R. Panamalasamy, Dr. R. Thirumal Selvan, other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, distinguished faculty members, and my dear students. It's a great opportunity for me to stand in front of you while inaugurating this unique NAMAS program. At the outset, let me declare this NAMAS program as inaugurated and wish all success for the future. I'm really happy to be here in this campus the third time, and every time when I come here, I see tremendous progress. Thanks to the visionary leadership of Dr. Majid Khan. He has, right from the beginning, he has envisioned that a remote area like this, underdeveloped area, with a very poor background, should have a world-class institution for the benefit of the people around this place. And that vision has led to this achievement. And today, this institute stands proud in front of not only nationally, but internationally as a well-established, well-planned, and well-executed university covering vast areas of engineering, science and technology, and humanities, and especially niche areas like aerospace and naval architecture and so on. So this shows that how the vision can come from anyone who has got the capacity to dream and see the future clearly. You don't have to have a doctorate degree or a higher education to have such a grand vision. It is all in the mind, and it is all how much you are able to envision and how much boldly you are able to experiment and take risks in taking up a venture forward. So this is a unique example of that, and I would say it's a great success story. My sincere congratulations to Dr. Majid Khan and his team for this great effort. And of course, my dear friend Faisal Khan is the right hand, and he has been with his father all the time while the institute is nucleating and coming forward. I had opportunity to work with him on a small project earlier. He again, though his background is not in science and technology or engineering, but his vision again is unique. Those days, we were all talking about the alternate source of energy and so on. And the mere suggestion of how the solar energy, wind energy, and the biogas can be harnessed to solve our energy problem, energy crisis, he has taken up as a challenge those days. We had worked together on a mini project where the solar system and the windmill and of course the storage system using batteries and all these things have been integrated together. Now I understand he is taking initiative to introduce this biogas system at various campuses. So this again shows that how you can work on area. Of course, his main priority was how to stabilize the medical establishment there and the medical facilities and medical college and so on. But in spite of that, the time he has spent on this, and again, he is pursuing his passion for writing. I understand a few novels has been published already, and He's in the process of sharing his own way of growing up, his life, history, his writing, and it will be a very unique input for the youngsters who are assembled here today. Of course, talking about Dr. Tessie Thomas, we were all a common link here, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. How many of you have heard of APJ Abdul Kalam? Not sufficient. Okay, he was one of the greatest visionary India has seen. And, you know, a simple, ordinary person coming from a extremely poor background in a fishing village from the Rameshwaram Island. How he grew up to the post of the President of India. This has been a fantastic life story for everybody. I think you must read The Wings of Fire, his autobiography, which elaborates how the toils he has gone through in achieving things. The uniqueness is, of course, as I told you, he did not have many riches. He has very poor background, and many days he has to go without food for sleep. And he had sold, he was distributing newspaper in the morning to earn a few rupees for household expenses. And when he wanted to go to college, he didn't have anything. His sister had only one bangle, and that she has pawned and given the money to him to go and join the college. So like that he started. But when he came to the scientific world, he was an exceptional personality. I will not say that he was a super specialist like Einstein or somebody, or Max Planck or things like that. He cannot solve big equations and so on. But more than that, he knows where the problem is, how to solve a problem, how to make use of the talents of the people, how to integrate the people and their ideas together, and how you can bring out a system which works. We started with what is called SLV-3. It is a big challenge. We did not have even a small rocket at the time when we made the sketches for SLV-3. So that about 10 years tapasya like work of about 1,000 people, we have finally achieved what is called India's first satellite launch vehicle, which could place about 40 kilogram into orbit. Of course, then he has completed the project, and afterwards the country wanted strengthening the defense area. So there, the missiles are very much needed for our country's defense. So that requires the rocket technology. And he has taken up the challenge of developing the missiles. An integrated missile development program for the country was put forward, and he has spearheaded. And Tessie was one of the youngsters who joined the program at the beginning itself. And finally, she overtook Dr. Kalam. Dr. Kalam did Agni 1, which could carry about 1 ton to about 1,000 kilometers. And Tessie took a rocket which could carry 1 ton to nearly 4,000 kilometers, I tell you. So that's how the Shishya, how overtakes the Guru. That's the type of example what we have here. So here, what is there is, Dr. Kalam's personality was, he used to encourage all of us to perform, to excel, to set targets which is much beyond, seemingly much beyond our reach, and then work hard for it. Of course, he was always there behind us to holding hand and also to give support in the suggestions and giving the right type of advice when we face a crisis. So that's how he grew up a team. And today, all over India, you see, but in the aerospace area, who is all his sort of brought up by this great personality, Dr. APJ Kalam. No wonder the country decided that he should be elevated, to the top posted, and he became the first president, a technologist who became first president of India. And even while sitting in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, he was, of course, he forgotten about nuclear arms or missiles and everything, but more he concentrated on the well-being of the people. He has put forward ideas how the rural development can be done, how the concept of Pura, that is bringing the urban infrastructure to the rural environment, has been put forward by him way back in 2005. Now we are implementing that in one form or other, but there was a long lull period, but the new government has taken initiative and that type of concept is coming back. And now their whole focus is on empowering the rural development. Now if you look at that type of thinking, now what NISH is doing also is something similar to that, and a small part of that I will say. Take the technology, science and technology to the rural areas. That is how a large number of student community has been assembled here and given an exposure. And not only that, a sustainable program like this NAMAS, of course I don't want to get into the details again, Shyam Mohan has very beautifully explained what steps are involved in this thing. And he is trying to pull up the talents and the talented people and then make them available to the student community here, not only in NISH, but also to the nearby schools and other establishments. And again, this consortium should bring out not only ideas and products and services which will be useful for humanity. So that way it's a great initiative, and I'm sure that it will go a long way in really enriching. In fact, if you take at any of the student community, today, one thing I can confidently say, their IQ levels are much higher. Their health conditions are much better than what we used to enjoy. And the type of facilities what you have today is unimaginably high compared to what we had. You won't believe me, when I was in Tirunandikara, that village near Kulachegaram, the biggest mechanism which I have seen is a bullock cart. And then the newspapers used to come one day late. So you see at least what is happening in the country after a day. Then when I came to college, again there was access to the libraries and so on. But those libraries, they will get the journals and papers which are published in Europe or America after 3 to 6 months later. But compared to that, every instant what is happening in the world is known to you directly by visuals or by audio or by various other digital means. And then it is for you to observe and absorb, and then see how best that knowledge can be utilized. Of course, you know the artificial intelligence is coming in a big way, but artificial intelligence is created again by the human beings. I don't know whether it can overtake the human intelligence at any time, but still it is going to be I will say it's a powerful tool. You should look at that way. It is not a solution. So it's a tool which you can make use of. So if you use that type of system, say look at an area where we used to get bits of information weeks later than after what happens in some part of the world, you are able to see in real time all these things, what is happening around the world. Now it is for you to absorb these things, and not only absorbing this knowledge, analyzing it, critically analyzing it, and take what is good for you and reject what is not good. And that's very important. Your discerning capability, the good and bad, is very, very important. So then once you use that type of way, your knowledge can enhance. But simply absorbing knowledge is no use. You should be able to use knowledge for solving the problems which is around you. So then only you can progress. All the technologies which exist today has come because of such forward thinking. People look at suffering of the people, so they try to find some solutions in the medical field and so on. In the medical observation, the physics and chemistry, the knowledge has been utilized to bring out instruments which can look minutely into the body and to the cells and so on, the electron microscopes, scanning equipments and so on. Similarly, if you look at the other areas, even in agriculture, the genetic engineering is going to play a major role. There you will see that modification of some of the small genes within the plant can make it resistant to the pests as well as give better yield and so on. So like that, every field, the science and technology is making an impact in a big way. Now, the success of a person comes in identifying a problem and trying to think differently, and then trying to identify a solution which is workable and which can be converted into a product or service. So this involves a multidisciplinary approach. So it is just not one branch of science and technology is going to play. That is where that, as I mentioned, leadership like Dr. Kalam's is very important. So he was a person who was able to absorb whether it is structures or propulsion or avionics or whatever it is, and then put them together to give the missile. Similarly, of course, I also had wetted my hands in a similar area in rocket technology for the space applications. And certainly we have succeeded. So that means the Indian brains are good. Their capability to absorb is exceptionally good, and their ability to implement also is very high. So that way we have to look around for the problems and solutions. Now, look at the aerospace area. Well, India has seen that we have grown in a big way in the independent era, and we have today powerful rockets which can carry even up to 10 tons of spacecraft into a near-Earth orbit. That is the GSLV Mark III which is there. Then we have the missile systems which can throw objects up to about 5,000 kilometers or so. And then in the military aircrafts, we have got our indigenous aircraft, which is flying almost equivalent to what is available from outside. But if you look at any of the system, it is just not knowledge in one subject. It is multidisciplinary in nature. You look at even the simple thing, the flying machine which you see, the drones. There, the aerodynamics is involved. There's mostly it is electromechanical drives. Then, of course, avionics, which has got the GPS, the ground observation system, radars, and all this integrated into a small board, and then controls to position as well as the speed and so on. So it involves a host of technologies, not only hardware but software also. But somebody first has to conceive a system. Then the system has to be broken to small elements, and those elements one has to develop. And then we had to put them back together. Now, you look at what Shamohan has demonstrated. When we were talking about the flying objects which can, now aircrafts and other things, up to Mach 3 is very common. But he has designed a system which can go up to Mach 6 or better. So that is a re-entry vehicle which has got a capability to land autonomously on the ground. So that again involved a host of new technologies like thermal protection system for the structures, and hypersonic aerodynamics, which is never heard of in the country, and control systems and guidance system, which is totally autonomous. There is no ground control whatsoever. Depending on inertial system as well as GPS, it is done. Again, the powering is done by unique things like the hydrogen fuel cells and so on. So like that, all the new technologies all get integrated and developed in such process. So if we take a very advanced project like this, yes, one can wet your hands on very, very, very sophisticated system. But look at the ground systems. We have, again, challenges before us. You look at many of our rural areas, of course, thanks to the Modi government's electricity policy, most of the villages are electrified. But still there are remote areas where the electrical power is not available. So there, the windmill comes handy, the solar energy becomes handy, but the deficiency with this thing is the storage systems are very expensive. So when the wind is there and when the sunlight is there, you get power. But you have to think of very cost-effective storage system. Yes, one way is you charge a battery and then use it when the other power is not there. But that again is not a very efficient way of doing it, and its cost is also very high. So can we think of alternate ways of doing it? In fact, one of the concepts which I do interact with the students at schools and other places. One school, one boy asked me the question, and see, the wind mill is rotating. So why don't you pump water up the tank, and then when the wind is not there, use that water when it is falling down, use a hydraulic turbine and generate electricity and balance it. It's a good idea. Somebody should try it out. So part of the electricity which is produced in the normal way will be used, and whenever excess is there, it is used for pumping water to a higher height, maybe over a hill or an artificially built tank, and then in the off time, it is running down and then producing the electricity. So it's a good idea. Similarly, if you look at the other way, see, the windmill can be used for electricity production and then use it for electrolysis of water, which will provide you the hydrogen and oxygen. Store the hydrogen and oxygen and burn it and use it as a for energy source in the off hours. So like that, many new concepts can come. So people have to think out of the box. Then only this thing will come. Then look at in the agriculture area. In fact, there again I want to talk about the school project. I had an old solar panel on my roof, which was perhaps, I think, in the initial phase when Gan and myself have started the project, we had the system, and that was lying spare. Using that, I gave the space also, the terrace, some 100 square feet area to the school team. They have set up a beautiful hydroponic plant cultivation system. There is no soil, soilless cultivation, and they bought the seeding and implanted there and used pumping the water through the thing using the solar energy in the daytime. So they're very unique concept, and they have demonstrated that it's feasible to do that. So perhaps like that, there are many, many ideas which can come from the school level. This is where the NAMAS should concentrate and try to bring out solutions for the future. Yes, when you talk about aerospace, our future is going to be really bright. Modi ji has already announced that we will have a space station of our own by 2020, and we will be having a man landing on a moon in our own launch vehicle by 2035. So this is something which is a great vision which is given by Dr. Modi ji. The first vision for space is given by Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. His photograph is here. And I'm happy that I could lead the second vision, which is just taking place now. The third vision, the credit goes to our Prime Minister Modi ji. He has given a very ambitious program for the space. And similarly, the aircraft area, he has set the target. India should be self-reliant in the fighter aircrafts as well as missiles in the years to come. And of course, there are other supplementary things like drones and other objects which are cared for the country in various forms. Drones not only for observation, but also for weapon delivery. So, but not only that, drones that are going to revolutionize the old way the delivery of goods are taking place. In some of the Asian countries itself, already the food delivery and the grocery delivery is being done by the drones. It will pick up from the store and deliver to your home. So like that, many, many new ideas and concepts are coming. So any new startup, the out-of-the-box thinking, innovation, and risk-taking are very, very important. I hope the youngsters will take up the challenge. Your opportunities are infinite, I will say, compared to what we had in the past. And your the facilities which is available to you, accessible to you, are again fantastic. Make use of that. Think differently and act boldly to achieve success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring speech. Your insights into the world of aerospace and technology will surely inspire us all. Next, as a token of our appreciation, I request Sri M.S. Faisal Khan, Pro-Chancellor Nish, to honor our chief guest with the traditional Ponnada. Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Tessie Thomas ma'am to hand over a memento. And next, I would like to welcome Dr. Perumal Swami sir to hand over a memento. As we come to the close of this grand inaugural session, I invite Dr. P. Thirumal Valavan, Registrar Nish, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all of you. It is my esteemed privilege to extend vote of thanks on this momentous occasion where the real intelligence stars of ISRO, DRDO are on the stage along with the school students and scholars of NISH, who are our Mother India's hope and future. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all the others. At the outset, I express my profound gratitude to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. A.P. Majid Khan in absentia, whose visionary leadership and unwavering dedication have been the cornerstone of NISH evolution into a premier institution of higher learning. Thank you, sir. I also extend my heartfelt appreciation to our Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Sri M.S. Faisal Khan, a true technocrat and an innovator whose dynamic leadership has significantly contributed to the advancement of infrastructure, industry partnership, and global collaborations at NISH, and his constant support and encouragement for all the NAMAS missions. His progressive vision has played a crucial role in integrating emerging technologies into our academic framework, ensuring that our students are prepared for the challenges of ever-evolving technological landscape. Thank you very much, sir. It is a matter of great honor to express our sincere gratitude to Honorable Chief Guest Padma Vibhushan Dr. Madhavan Nair, son of the Kanyakumari soil. Sir, your pioneering contributions as former chairman of ISRO and former secretary of Department of Space have been instrumental in shaping India's space program and led to achievement of the launch of the 100th satellite and also establishing a space station. Under your leadership, Chandrayaan-1, India's first lunar mission, marked a historic milestone in our nation's journey into space exploration. Your visionary work in the satellite technology, propulsion system, and strategic space missions have positioned India as a global leader in space science. We are truly privileged to have you with us today, and your insights will undoubtedly inspire and guide us, the next generation of aerospace investors. Thank you, sir, for your advice and also to make our students to outperform with all the means available with regular plans. I extend my sincere appreciation to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tessie Thomas, an exemplary leader and a role model for aspiring scientists and engineers, fondly known as the Missile Woman of India. She has played a pivotal role in India's missile development program. Her leadership in Agni 4 and 5 missile projects and her distinguished contributions as Director General of Aeronautical System DRDO exemplify her commitment to advancing India's defense and aerospace capabilities. Thank you very much, Madam. A special thanks to Professor Shyam Mohan, Director and Emeritus Professor of NAMAS Consortium, for his continuous efforts in shaping this initiative and also elaborately explaining the various missions of the NAMAS, and also to Dr. R. Perumal Swami for his valuable guidance and felicitations. My thanks are due to Dr. K. A. Janardhanan and Dr. A. Sajin Nargunam, Pro Vice Chancellor, for their constant support and help to make this program a great success. These initiatives will serve as a catalyst for nurturing the next generation of scientists, engineers, and technologists, empowering them to contribute meaningfully to the India's growing footprint in the aerospace industry. I take this opportunity to extend my sincere appreciation to the organizing committee, staff of NIMS, faculty member, Dr. Rimal Isaac, research scholars, and administrative team whose tireless efforts and meticulous planning have made this event a resounding success. Your commitment to excellence has ensured that today's event will be remembered as a defining moment in the niche journey. A special thanks to our students and also the school students whose enthusiasm, curiosity, and relentless pursuit of knowledge continue to drive us forward. Your active participation in these programs will shape the future of aerospace, aeronautical, and satellite technology missions. Finally, my heartfelt gratitude to all our esteemed guests, industry partners, friends from the press, well-wishers for gracing this occasion with your presence. Your encouragement and support reaffirm NIST dedication to fostering education, research, and innovation in space and aeronautics. Together, let us elevate Nurul Islam Center for Higher Education as a premier hub for aerospace, aeronautical sciences, driving progress and excellence on a global scale. The future belongs to those who dare to dream, explore, and innovate. Let us continue to push the boundaries of knowledge, reach for the stars, and shape a world driven by science, technology, and human ingenuity. Thank you all. Thank you.
With that, we officially conclude the inauguration ceremony of NAMAS Consortium and its Aerosamrudhi and Aeronova programs. Now, we will start the Aeronova program, which is, as explained by our Director of NAMAS Consortium, an opportunity for students to interact with the stalwarts of aerospace. Before that, we present a short movie on Padma Vibhushan Dr. G. Madhavan Nair, showcasing his remarkable contributions to India's space missions and technological advancements. Let us all watch and be inspired by his extraordinary journey. So I request the dignitaries to occupy the seats in the front to watch this special video made by Niche team on Padma Vibhushan Dr. G. Madhavan Nair. This video is prepared by our multimedia department. A special credits for them.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Plus 5 seconds.
As the stars aligned in the Indian sky, a small boy from a humble village, born on October 31, 1943, dared to dream of the cosmos. Dr. G. Madhavan Nair, the visionary who propelled India's space program to unprecedented heights and witnessed the extraordinary journey of a man who defied gravity and inspired a nation. Dr. G. Madhavan Nair always spends his nights gazing at the stars. His dream was to touch the stars. But did anyone know that this dreamer would one day lead India to the moon? Dr. G. Madhavan Nair graduated in engineering from the Kerala University in 1966. His brilliance caught the attention of India's premier research institutions, leading him to train at the prestigious Baba Atomic Research Center in Mumbai. In 1967, Dr. G. Madhavan Nair stepped into the heart of India's fledgling space program at Equatorial Rocket Launching Station, Tumba, where rockets were built with limited resources but unlimited passion. He began his journey working alongside the legendary Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on the SLV-3 project. Later, he became the first project director of India's renowned PSLV mission, which is still a workhorse for ISRO. Notably, he made history by launching 4 PSLVs and 2 GSLVs in a year, significantly boosting ISRO's launch capabilities. Over decades of dedication, in 2003, Dr. G. Madhavan Nair became the chairman of ISRO, leading the organization to achieve several milestones, including the successful launch of Chandrayaan-1, India's first lunar mission. When it discovered water molecules on the moon, the world stood in wonder. India, led by Dr. G. Madhavan Nair, had rewritten history. Science is not just about achieving milestones, it's about expanding the boundaries of human knowledge. Chandrayaan-1 was a step in that direction, to daring to dream and making those dreams come true. Beyond these achievements, Dr. G. Madhavan Nair was deeply committed to leveraging space technology for societal benefits. He championed initiatives like teleeducation and telemedicine, connecting over 31,000 classrooms and extending medical service to 315 hospitals and transforming lives across rural India. Transforming rural landscapes, Dr. Madhavan Nair's effort resulted in the creation of over 430 village resource centers, driving positive change and economic empowerment. The winged RLVTD was his flagship project, which earned widespread acclaim for the country with its remarkable success from 2016 to 2023. For his contributions, he has won several awards such as the National Aeronautical Award, FIE Foundations Award, and Vikram Sarabhai Memorial Gold Medal of the Indian Science Congress Association. He also received the gold medal from the Prime Minister at the 94th Indian Science Congress at Chidambaram in 2007. The nation has honored him by conferring the Padma Bhushan in 1998 and Padma Vibhushan in 2009. Dr. G. Madhavan Nayar's legacy stands as a guiding star and a source of inspiration. NISH proudly honors Dr. G. Madhavan Nayar for his visionary leadership in transforming India's space research and development. As our esteemed chief guest, Dr. G. Madhavan Nayar will inaugurate the NAMAS Consortium, a groundbreaking initiative blending aerospace maintenance and satellite technologies. The event also marks the launch of NAMAS key programs Aerosamrudhi and Aeronova, aimed at advancing India's aerospace sector. Please join us in extending a warm welcome to the legendary Dr. G. Madhavan Nayar. Welcome, sir.
Give a huge round of applause to our multimedia department. In short span of time, they created a masterpiece. That was indeed an inspiring visual tribute to a visionary leader. And now, the moment we have all been waiting for, the interactive session with Dr. G. Madhavan Nayar himself. Madhavan sir's leadership at ISRO has been instrumental in the success of several landmark missions, including the Chandrayaan project. His expertise and vision continue to guide aspiring scientists and engineers in pushing the boundaries of space research. We now invite Dr. G. Madhavan Nayar to share his insights, experiences, and guidance with our young minds. I invite Director NAMAS, Professor Shyam Mohan Narayanan, and Vice Chancellor Dr. Tessie Thomas to accompany Mr. Dr. Madhavan Nayar to the stage. And also our Pro-Chancellor, Sri M.S. Faisal Khan, is also joining with them. To avoid delays and ensure the smooth conduct of the program, already registered students from NISH will ask questions in a predetermined order. Now, I will call out the name of the students who will introduce their department and proceed directly to their questions. After the session, the platform will be open for school students. So let's start. Students, are you ready? Okay, fine. So first, Amprin.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm from Aerospace Department. Sir, you inspired us to choose this department. I'm so curious to know what inspired you to purchase a career in this field.
Well, it's very difficult to say. To start with, I have no idea about space or aeronautics or so. As I mentioned earlier, the biggest gadget which I have seen was a bullock cart in my school days. So from there to think of a rocket or the spacecraft, etc., was really moonshine. But it all evolved. But only thing is, right from the beginning, I had a flair for scientific subjects. Especially I concentrated on chemistry, physics, and mathematics. And that's the one which led me to take up an engineering course. And after that also, I had an urge to do something new. That's how I opted to join the atomic energy department initially. But later, by chance, I landed at the Tumba Equatorial Rocket Launch Station when the space was being emerging. So then onwards, it was a journey and continuous learning. I had to keep my eyes and ears open and learn all through my life so that I could become a specialist in that area.
Thank you, sir.
Next, Varsha.
Hello, sir. What was your best moment as ISRO chairman?
Well, I think when we dropped our national flag on the moon, that was
It is almost like climbing Himalayas and placing it there. It's not, the only difference is it's only 4 lakhs kilometers away. So at the time, Dr. Kalam also was there in our control center, and it was the happiest and proudest moment in my life.
Thank you, sir.
I repeat, Agash.
Hello, sir. How did your education prepare you for your role at ISRO?
get. Well, I think the foundation in education is very, very important. Even I remember my school days. I mentioned about the 3 subjects, about the physics, chemistry, and mathematics. I got the strong support from my teachers, and they encouraged me to concentrate on the subjects and study it well. And perhaps that coupled with the analytical mind and logical thinking is something which has led to further learning. The engineering knowledge what I got from the college was minuscule, but what was learned in the work at ISRO is phenomenal. It is much more than attending universities for years together. So that work experience, direct experience on the rockets and new projects, that is the one which has helped me to learn the biggest way.
Thank you, sir.
Next, Mr. Praveen, Faculty of AME Department.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. I am Praveen from AME Department. I am very happy to stand here for asking one question to you. I am first to give thanks to our program committee for giving me a chance to ask one question to you. Sir, during your leadership, ISRO have achieved a lot of milestones. And what are the challenges did you face while achieving the Chandrayaan-1 program?
Well, I think it's very difficult to summarize in a short time. Well, I think the Chandrayaan-1 was highly demanding. First, time we are getting out of the gravitational field of Earth and going to the free space where there's the influence of other planets and the sun becomes very strong. So we had no idea about how the spacecraft will behave in that period. So just trying to understand that, of course we did by having the spacecraft go through number of orbits slowly higher and higher, and from there we try to get the dynamics and so on. That is one of the things. Second thing was to have a station which can receive signals far away from the Earth. See, we have had satellites up to 36,000 kilometers. That this is 3 lakhs kilometers away. So from there, the signals arrive with the very minuscule ones. So we had to erect huge antennas and receiving systems for that. And then, of course, working on a trajectory from Earth to Moon, because both are moving in space. So that itself involved a lot of effort in the mathematical modeling and simulation and so on. And finally, on arriving at Moon, trying to take the images from there and try to have the instruments work in that environment. These are very many challenges. So all these were solved by systematically breaking down to small problems and getting them solved over time. And we could do it for the first time. And in fact, it goes to the credit of all the team members who have worked day and night in finding solutions to the issues which are faced in that time.
Thank you, sir.
Next, Ashraf from AIC department.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. I am from Aerospace department. I would like to ask you regarding how do we envision in space exploration in our country, India, sir?
Can you repeat the question?
Sir, how do we envision space exploration in India?
I think I just briefly mentioned my talk. Already we have very ambitious goal. The first one is to have a space station of our own. So that means we will be able to send human beings from the ground and see that they stay in space for weeks or months together and safely brought back. And that's one effort. Then the second one is, again, traveling to Moon on our own launcher. So this demands, of course, in addition to developing the modules for living and life support system and so on, more than that, we need much more powerful rockets. Today, the GSLV-3 can take about 10 tons into low Earth orbit. We need at least 25 tons capability in the near future, so that we can take large structures in space and assemble. Even for traveling to Moon and coming back, even one spacecraft may not be sufficient. We may need 2 spacecrafts, and they have to be sent separately, and then docked in space from there to take a journey to Moon and back. So the docking experiment that recently we conducted, that was one of the elements which go towards that. Then we see that in days to come, the space tourism may become very demanding, and we may have to provide opportunity for people to go to space, spend some time and come back. So like that, the space transporter system, quite a lot of big challenges are ahead of us in the coming years.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And I know that the school students are excited to ask questions. So now it's your opportunity to ask the questions to Dr. Madhavan, sir. Those who are interested to ask questions, please stand up.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Anju Vijay from Javasandha School. How space technology impacts our daily life?
Well, the first thing what you see is you have the television signal directly coming to your home. Hundreds of television channels you can view using a small dish over the rooftop. Then secondly, you know, when the cyclones and heavy rains occur, we are able to give warning at least about a day in advance. So this comes from the images taken from the satellite and analyzing the data and providing a warning based on the direction of the cyclone and wind pattern. Third, of course, is in the agriculture sector. We are able to monitor the progress of agriculture, provide advices where some drought or disease is getting affected, so we can give advance warning. And similarly, we can make a forecast as to how much yield the agriculture will give and correspondingly the collection system can be organized and so on. Then thirdly, in the fisheries, in the ocean, looking at the color, winds and other parameters of the ocean, one can identify areas where you can get large quantities of fish while catching. So the fish vessels can be directed over there. So you will get more yield and less of use of fuel. So like that, there are many practical applications. More than that, what you see is a navigation system today. You can get your position very accurately, and that is used for surveying. You don't need that big chains or tapes and telescopes to do the surveying. It is based on the space-based signal. One can identify the locations very precisely, and that can be converted to maps. The most important element is a disaster warning system, and of course, in the education system in remote areas, the classrooms are transmitted through the satellite and so on. So there is a wide variety of application program which is developed based on the space technology and is being currently used in the country.
Thank you, sir.
Next.
Namaste sir, I am Tirtha from Bharatiya Vidyapitham Central School. And my question is, does ISRO plans to establish its own space station, and if so, what are the challenges behind it?
You want to do it yourself, is it? Eh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is a big ambition. Good. Eh? Follow it up. See, first you draw up a plan. How many people you want to provide living capacity there, and like house and all, what facilities you should provide. All those things you should list down. And then see how you can build it, what material you will use it, whether you use aluminum or whether you use composites and things like that. So you make a design for that. After making a design, then you have to take it up. For taking up, of course, if you have money, you can make your own rockets. Otherwise, you can hire it. So you approach ISRO for taking your module to the space, and they will take it to the space and give it to you. So the next launch, you can travel in another capsule and land there and stay there. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Next.
Hello, sir. Myself, Rahat Fatima. I'm here to ask you a doubt that if you were there in taking the people in rockets like an aeroplane to moon or any other planet, what all structures would you add in it if you were working with them?
Well, I think first I have to have some sort of medicine. Hanuman, he brought something from Sri Lanka to make people young, right? Mrida Sanjeevani or something. So I had to have one dose of that before I could get into rocket, because I'm too old. You should have a good physical strength first. Then you should be able to withstand the zero gravity conditions, and you should be able to have your controlled food and all those things. So I think it is rather a difficult problem for me. I will not say impossible, but maybe I can think of it. But for you youngsters like you, it is an opportunity. Prepare now itself for it, work for it, and work hard, so you will achieve, you will go to space.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste, sir. My name is Agasha from LMS HSS Amaravila. Very delighted to see you, sir. Sir, ISRO had been a prominent institution in fostering cost-effective satellites, missions, rockets, etc. So I would like to hear your valuable thoughts about how this approach can help India to be a global leader in the field of space.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, sir, ISRO has been a prominent institution in fostering cost-effective satellites, missions, etc. I would like to hear your valuable thoughts how this approach can help India to be a global leader in space sector.
Yeah, but I think a global business volume in the space area is very high. It is estimated about $200 billion or so. We have proven that we are cost effective in launching satellites. So that is how the foreign people come here, and then we give an opportunity for them. So it is something like 20 to 30% low cost compared to the other countries. So we have already entered that area. But as far as satellite technology is concerned, yes, we can build satellites at a cost-effective manner. But at the same time, many of the primary components which are required there, we are still dependent on foreign sources. So that way we may not be able to compete effectively in that area. But what we can shine is in the space application, using the Earth observation data or the communication data, how we can provide services. So that services bring a lot of money. So already many startups have come taking up such initiatives. So maybe in the coming years, we are hardly now about less than 2% of the global volume. We may be able to catch up at least 10% of the global business in the days to come.
Thank you, sir.
Next. Students, please come forward, okay?
Good afternoon, sir. Myself Amrita from NVKS Vidyalaya Vetuvani. So my question is that why Proba 3 made by the European Space Agency was launched from India using the PSLV rocket?
One thing, as I told you, our launch systems are cost effective. So that way, we are able to provide at a much lesser cost than the Europeans. Now, if you look at the Proba, it is an international cooperation mission. So ourselves and European Union have signed an agreement. So they will build the satellite, we will make a launching, but the data will be used by European as well as Indians. So it is part of the international cooperative program.
Thank you, sir.
1 minute. I think there is a miscommunication. I meant that those who are asking the question, during the time of asking the question, please come forward. I think that's a miscommunication. Okay, it's fine. Okay, anyway, it's fine. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself Anushri, and I am from LMS Higher Secondary School, Amaravela. And my question is, can you please give me a small description about the Chandrayaan 4?
Well, I am not up to date on that, but what I understand is that will be a sample return mission. This time, Chandrayaan 3, we have landed there precisely and took up some samples, analyzed. Next time, that samples will be picked up, put in a capsule, and sent back to Earth in another rocket.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste, sir. Myself Shivapriya A.R. I am from Bharatiya Vidyabhidam Central School. So there is a theory of Einstein based on time dilation. So after this much year of working in this field, do you have any practical experience based on this theory? Based on time dilation.
Can you repeat it?
So there is a theory of Einstein based on time dilation. Like for a person moving with high speed and situated in a higher gravitational field, for them the time will be slow. So after this much year working in this field, do you have any experience or a practical experience based on this theory?
It is based on the special relativity theory by the Einstein. if an object travels faster than the speed of light, you will find that type of, will experience the time dilation. That's what.
So, after this much year working in this field, do we have any practical experience based on this theory?
But nobody is able to move as faster than light. So it's not no spacecraft has come to that level on traveling at a speed of light. So it may take it is said that many millions of years to achieve that type of traveling. Present aircraft. No.
Thank you.
We'll have to think about a higher level of propulsion, and even then, it's a big. So many light years will be taken to achieve that. That's what is said.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Indresh Kumar. Good afternoon, sir. I am Indresh Kumar. As you are a leader, you got the operation failure or success. What you think and what you advise to your juniors?
Well, when you enter an area like space where you're doing things for the first time, failures are not uncommon. It do happen. But if you are shattered by failures, you are finished. But if you can boldly face it, analyze the reasons for failure, systematically think and find solutions to that, you can go to success. So that way, few failures we had, and they were big teachers as far as we were concerned. So it has been the turning point in the rocket technology itself, so to say. So we are strong today only because we had few failures and we have learned from those failures.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Thabit Mohammed. I'm from RMS International School in Panagudi. So my question is kind of simple. So what would you like to advise to your colleagues or to your juniors or collectively the Indian Space Research Organization if you ever get a chance to travel past in time and speak with your colleagues regarding the issues that you faced during the time when you were the chairman of Indian Space Research Organization? How will you advise your colleagues to rectify that problem? And thank you, sir.
See, one thing is there is no point in looking back. We have to look forward. So if I have rebirth, I will have to look at that situation at that time and then set my targets accordingly. I will not try to correct what has happened in the past. In fact, in my career also it was so. We started with small rockets, moved to big rockets and then big satellites and so on. I never look back. Similarly now, when I have a rebirth, I don't know what kind of rockets will exist, what type of propulsion system will have, and what type of communication system. I have no idea. So at that time I will observe and then make up my mind. It has to be based on what is there at that time. Similarly, now you have got a starting point which is maybe about 100 order better than what we had in our young days. So you build up from this place.
Thank you, sir.
Next.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Navrin. I'm doing my 11th grade and I represent RMS International School. So my question is, what are your thoughts about existence of life beyond Earth?
Well, I think Earth has got a very unique conditions for supporting life. It has got gravity, it has got atmosphere, which has got carbon dioxide and oxygen, and temperature range is not very wide. It is 20 plus minus 40 degrees or so. So under the condition, the life can survive. So if you look at that way, there is an estimate that is at least 100 million objects which may have similar conditions. So out of that, even if you take a 0.01% chance, there will be life in some part of the universe. But we don't know where it is. Out of this 13.5 billion light years distance, at what distance life exists, so nobody knows. Well, I think the nearest estimate is about 4.5 light years away. People have detected a planet which conditions are quite similar to Earth. So maybe in that planet life may exist. But it is not anywhere nearer than that. So if you travel with the speed of light itself, you require 4.5 years. We have hardly 1 by 10,000 of that speed only we have achieved so far. So we have no way of reaching there.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
I have an announcement. Actually, we are running short of time. I know you guys are excited to ask questions. So we have 2 more questions, and rest of the questions we'll address in the afternoon session.
Namaste sir, I am Ashwini from Bharatiya Vidyabhidam Spandal School. My question is, compared to other countries' space programs, India's ones are cost effective. What do you think has made it cost effective?
See, most of the other countries, this space program is, the most of effort is put in by the private companies. So there, is a competitive way, and wage structure is very high. And of course, they are trying to collect the money, a premium for the technology what they have invested in the past. Whereas in India, it is a completely homegrown technology. Government has funded fully the program. So whatever government has funded, they are not taking back. They are putting only the product cost. That is one thing. Then secondly, our wages are something like 1/5 of what is there in Europe or America for a similar category of people. That makes a difference. So homegrown technology plus the low cost human resource is one of the reasons that we are able to have the low cost system.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Varun Kingsley from Fatima Public School, and my question for you is that as a distinguished academic and researcher, what advice would you give to students and young professionals pursuing a career in aerospace engineering? Are there any specific skills or areas of expertise that are required to succeed in this field?
Well, I think you should have a strong foundation in engineering. That's very important. Material science, fabrication technology, aeronautics. So these subjects we should do thoroughly. So if your foundations are strong, then you can build upon that. Second, I think you should concentrate more on system design and how you can, and problem solving. So these 2 areas again, you have to give more concentration. But having your fundamentals strong in the material science and engineering subjects like fabrication or testing, these are very important aspects.
Thank you, sir.
This is the last question.
Good afternoon, sir. Once again, thank you for Nish Kavinyagamuri for giving me this opportunity to interact with a former chairman of ISRO. So my question to you, sir, how ISRO can ensure all Indian space programs in a peaceful manner while meeting the needs of national security?
How the ISRO
I think we are a perfectly peaceful organization. We don't look at the defense part of it at all. If at all, I think Tessie will be able to tell you better. That's all designed for peaceful purposes, not for any hostility. But rocket technology always and the space technology is a dual purpose. It can be used for civilian application as well as for defense. And in fact, if we change the guidance system in the rocket and put a different trajectory, instead of going to space, it can go to US. So that possibility exists. But while re-entering, there are a lot of problems. That is where the missiles, they had to solve the heat shield and other related issues and so on. And targeting and such issues come in. So always a rocket can be converted to a missile easily, or missile can be converted to satellite launch. But satellite technology-wise, communication becomes very important for defense. The observation, the border areas, what is happening, etc., we should not reiterate. Then the third thing is about the navigation. We have our own navigation system, which is unique, which provides the Indian continent plus about 1,000 kilometers across. So that area is being covered. So like that, many are being used. But main purpose of ISRO is to concentrate on civilian application and provide services for the common man.
Thank you, sir.
So because of lack of time, I know that our students have registered and prepared a lot of questions, our students as well as staff members, and now you have sacrificed for the youngsters. But I am ensuring that all these questions will be answered in written form and it will be reaching you. We will ensure that answers for all these questions, what our students have, staff members have raised, will be ensured and it will be reaching you. Thank you.
What an enlightening session. On behalf of everyone here, we extend our deepest gratitude to Dr. G. Madhavan Nair for taking the time to inspire and guide us. Let's conclude this session. Let us rise for the national anthem now.
Jana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladhi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
We have an important announcement. A short break will follow for lunch. All students should please return promptly by 2 p.m. for the next session. The Aerosamrudhi program, which will be led by Dr. Jay Kumar, former project director of PSLV, and we look forward to continuing this journey of knowledge and inspiration. The school students are requested to stay in the hall. The school students are requested to stay in the hall for a while. Okay. Audience, please wait. Let the audience move out.